Hey man, what's up? Cool Water, the digital dope man. Coming to you live and direct with another episode in the Barroom Chats podcast, where we talk about politics, education, business, entertainment, and culture. Barroom Chats. I've been meaning to jump on this real quick because it caught my attention. Briefly, I just wanted to run some quick information by you about Bernie Sanders, 2020 nominee presidential candidate. Bernie made an attempt to go and run for president back in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. Him, Hillary, Donald Trump, a couple other people were in the presidential hunt to become the nation's next president, in which case Donald Trump ended up winning. What caught my attention with Bernie Sanders, because I don't follow Bernie too much. I'm not a fan. I mean, I don't hate the man. I just, never really took time to listen to what he had to offer. But what I've come to know as of my own research and studying, first of all, Bernie Sanders, a descendant of immigrant parents who came to the U.S., set up shop, began to make a living for themselves, began to grow in stature and nature like most Jewish immigrants who came over here, and they was able to make good and take America and turn it into a prosperous entity for themselves. He went on The View about, let me see what this was. He went on The View, which is the TV program, March the 1st, where Whoopi Goldberg and a few other ladies, I forgot most of their names because I don't watch it. And the black lady asked him about reparations, and his poll ratings amongst African Americans is low, blase. So his response to the poll ratings was, no, it's not low. We're gaining, and we have a support from younger African Americans and Latinos. We're working to include them into our pretty much our political campaign and really tap into that market. No big deal, So she went on to ask him about reparations and why he was not in support of reparations for the descendants of slaves. And he pretty much danced around the question because she asked him that question and he was like, what do you mean? What are you saying? What do you mean? What are you saying? I don't understand the question. Which anybody who's a smart man, and he's a smart man, a wealthy man, would understand that question. So he, I don't really feel like, it's a necessity to isolate one group of people from another to obtain the goal. We need to focus on all communities. We need to focus on all this, all that. So this is the stuff that Dr. Claude Anderson is talking about when he says benign neglect. Don't mention nothing about African Americans. Don't say nothing in the media. Don't say nothing in the public. Don't say nothing about them in politics. And just ignore that they're here. And let that be enough in itself to make the situation what it is. So by him not answering that question shows that he's not in favor of African Americans receiving anything. He like, well, we can't fix none of these problems with just writing a check. We have a great wealth disparity between whites and blacks. It's this, it's that. We need to concentrate on the communities. We need to concentrate on the health issues. We need to work towards everybody being inclusive. But nobody in America has endured the pain, the suffering, and the terroristic acts like we have that they don't even talk about in the American historical makeup. Like they may do the Jewish Holocaust or the Asian Holocaust or whatever. It's not anything new to hear somebody deviate from the plan when it comes to black folks. So Bernie Sanders, and I said this before on my Facebook page, is not your guy. He don't have a black agenda. Andrew Young, the Asian guy that's running, doesn't have a black agenda. Everything is multicultural because they have to keep it that way because why? They can't take that type of risk, that type of heat, that type of backlash when you start focusing on blacks who are the original descendants of this land, the original Aboriginal people of this land. Ain't nobody trying to fool with us like that and don't want to. We want your vote, but we ain't about that. So now Andrew Yang made a very serious comment on the Breakfast Club. We talk about wealth disparity. By 2053, blacks are supposed to have a zero net worth, zero net worth by 2053. We already headed in that direction. I think the median income for black folks might be around 36,000 to maybe 135, 45, 55,000 for whites. So we a permanent underclass. So it's not anything far-fetched to see that the average black person in the year 2053 gonna be either begging up under somebody's slave wage job, homeless, or being eradicated in some form or fashion. Bernie Sanders deviated from the question about reparations because that's what all politicians have to do. Because it's not about helping black people get up and get established and get wealth, because the country was built off the backs of blacks. So the Jews, the Italians, the Irish, hell, even the Asians, that's coming over here now, setting up liquor stores and corner stores. Everybody's profiting off of us and have always profited off of us. And their change is no different. So what I want to do is I want to play you this clip about what he said. And then I'm going to come back and make a couple of more statements. And then I'm going to wrap it up. So let me see. So let's listen to Bernie Sanders speak about reparations from being asked by the woman on The View.
That at a time of tremendous disparity, the wealth gap, for example, between the white community and the black community is like 10 to 1. Health disparities are terrible. Environmental disparities are terrible. Flint, Michigan comes to mind. Yeah. So I think what we have got to do is pay attention to distressed communities, black communities, Latino communities, and white communities all over this country. And as president, I pledge to do that.
Why not support reparations?
Well, what do you mean by reparations?
By reparations for slave defendants.
I know, but what does that mean exactly?
Money.
Well, I think that right now our job is to address the crises facing the American people and our communities. And I think there are better ways to do that than just writing out a check.
Can I get your take on...
So, you see, he played dumb. What do you mean? What are you talking about? And then his answer was, well, I think it's better ways to address that than to just be writing a check to help the descendants of slaves. Because reparations, if done properly, if done like they did the Indians, if done like they've done the Asians, if done like they've done the Jewish community, will put us in a position of power and economic prosperity. And nobody really wants that to happen, because won't be no more begging. We won't need to go to nobody for no assistance. We will be in a position to do for ourselves. So I don't think Bernie Sanders is your guy. Ain't nobody really gonna be your guy. Andrew Young, the Asian guy, he got the initiative where you get $1,000 a month in addition to your income. All these Democrats are giving out social rewards. Food stamps is like a social program. And that's what the Democratic Party really does. So Bernie Sanders, along with Hillary and so many other folks, man, they not in favor of nobody like getting economic prosperity. They never have, they never will be. And it's just not something that's on the table, man, for folks to even consider. That's why he danced around that question and will continue to dance around that question. But those who are uninformed, undereducated, and not educated will take this as a means to believe that Bernie Sanders or Andrew Yang has your best interest at heart, when no, they don't. And they never will, because we operate under the not benign neglect policies that Dr. Claude Anderson is talking about. So I just wanted to shoot this out, man, real quick, so that folks can get a little bit of game, do some more homework, do some more research, and see what the outcome is. But, you know, hey, you got to stay on your grind. You got to be on your mission, because these folks ain't rooting for you. And they ain't got no problem with seeing you kiss the back of their ass, because that's what they've been having us do for so many centuries. Peace and stay blessed. It's Cool Water, the Digital Dope Man. Check me out at ishiphopdead.com. Look for me at the digitaldopeman.com. Still getting ready to put this lecture out. I ain't forgot about, but I've been talking to some folks about locations. Who killed the black entrepreneur, which is exactly what needs to be talked about when you start talking about people like Bernie and Andrew and all these other folks. Peace and stay blessed, man. Holla.